It's almost time for the holidays, and at Sally's Music and Art, for this paint night, we'll be painting something with a little bit of Christmas joy. And in this video, I'll be showing you how you can do the same in under 25 minutes. On the screen here are the 6 colors that we'll be using for today's tutorial. Pause if you need to. On to the first step. We'll be starting with light top and brown. Using these colors, we'll layer up and build that wooden board texture. For the first layer that we're going to build, we actually mix a lot of water with the light top paint. You can mix your paint first onto your canvas and then add water, or you can have a really wet brush and mix it with the paint to start painting. If you think this looks really uneven, that's actually what we're looking for. From here, we're actually be building the first layer on to creating that wooden board texture look. It's a little bit more visible the more I paint, but you can kind of see here that some parts have more color, or in this case it's like more darker, and while when you mix more water into it, some parts are more lighter. Don't worry, if you think you're doing something wrong, you're not. Just believe and keep on layering. The texture that we're kind of going for is like a wooden plank. So you may see wooden walls, it may not look like this, but if you see a wooden plank, some parts lighter, there's a lot of line patterns, there's some thicker lines, there's some circles parts. This is kind of the look or kind of the texture that we're going for. When we got our lightest layer down, now we're gonna take more paint and less water to build on those darker layers. In my case here, I looked at where most of the paint is, or where some parts look too white, and balance it out with this darker layer. If you've been keeping up so far, you should have a light top color, kind of uneven but still balanced texture on your canvas. Some parts darker, some parts lighter. It's not really like aligned, but I hope you get what I'm trying to say. We can now move on to the next step and take our brown. If you remember the picture that I showed you earlier of the wooden plank texture, we'll be adding the lines that you'll see on wooden planks. So in my case here, I used the side of the brush and I kind of just went with it. Some parts I brushed it in. Make sure it's dry paint, or like paint with no water that you're brushing in, so it's dark and higher contrast. Right now I'm kind of just adding strokes of paint, some thin, and kind of using the vertical side of the brush to brush in like the shadows or like the shade of brown. Some like lines of paint I'll brush it completely in, some I'll add lightly, some I'll add darker, some I'll just brush it in to enhance the contrast on the board, and some I'll leave as visible as I can. Obviously you don't need to add like completely brown. As you can see here, I still left the layer under it pretty visible. If you want to think about, this is kind of like making the shadows on a photo darker. If you're unfamiliar of what wooden planks look like, so they're not completely parallel or completely straight lines. Some of them are swirled, some of them swirl up, some of them swirl down, some of them thicker, thinner, and some of them are like all grouped up together. Some of them kind of wrap around each other and they have like these long circle areas or oval areas.
Thank you, Ron.
And now I'm just finishing up, making the wood plank look a bit more alive by adding 2 gap lines to kind of make it look like 3 pieces of wood that are stuck together. For this step, you can take out your lime green or your light green. I wasn't actually sure how to make this Christmas wraith, so I encourage you to kind of design it in your own way. Make the leaves more textured or more detailed. Use a smaller brush if you like. In my case here, the paint was still the paint for the brown was still kind of wet, so the green kind of mixes in, but that's not exactly a problem. Right now I'm just trying to shape out the circular shape of the Christmas decoration. I use cross-hatching strokes to kind of make that uneven or grouped together look. Now we can move on and kind of take our green or our darker green and kind of add the shadow parts to to make this Christmas decoration a bit more 3D. As you can see, the Christmas wreath stands for the O. I'm now going to be using the red to kind of draw out the J, and later I'm going to draw out the Y, which J-O-Y, it spells joy. If you kind of see for the J on the ends of the letters, I kind of made it a bit more exaggerated or made it a bit more round. You can design it however you like. You can make it very geometrical, very straight. I like it to look like calligraphy, but the choice of design is up to you. I figured I had a lot of extra red on hand, so I might decorate the Christmas wreath a bit, add some ornaments with the red. And now to finish up, add a little bit of vanilla or a white color onto your palette, and we'll be adding the kind of lights on our Christmas wreath, or highlights. I added some here on the wreaths to go along with the red decorations. And I'm gonna add it onto our letters to kind of make the lines a little thicker and give it a bit of like a shine. And that's it. For this painting, it took me about 30 minutes. I hope it also took you 30 minutes. If you had any troubles, let us know down in the comments below. I'll try to answer any questions you may have encountered. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. If you're interested in trying to paint this in person yourself, you can check out the website down in the description below and register with Sally for our paint nights every third week of every month. Our next and upcoming paint night is December 1st, 2025. For those who are already registered, I'll see you there. Bye bye and happy holidays.